Today is the third day that Israel and Iran have been trading missiles and drones back and forth. I'm going to be going over that and what I think you should be looking out for that most people aren't looking at here in the United States. That plus more news coming up on this edition of Operation Intel. This is Operation Intel, where the truth hits harder than silence. Let's go. So, if you have been hiding under a rock, you kind of understand exactly what's going on in Israel and Iran. Israel attacked Iran strategically and took out a lot of different leaders, anywhere from nuclear scientists to high-ranking military members, in a very strategic hit, just like what we were seeing in Russia from Ukraine. It was genius, actually. Now, a little backstory as to why they were doing what they were doing. They're trying to keep nuclear weapons out of the hands of Iran. And you might be asking yourself why. Why does it matter that Iran has nuclear weapons? Well, in Israel's mind, take a look at October 7th. Whether you like to sympathize with Gaza or sympathize with Israel, you have to understand that Iran is funding terrorism, and they've been doing it for years. So if you are Israel and you see that they're not wanting to come to the negotiating table with the United States to make a nuclear deal to where they cannot develop a nuclear weapon, if you cannot see why Israel does not want that to happen, I don't know what you're looking at. You know, as a combat vet, I really do not get into exactly what I did in Iraq. But I will tell you that I was route clearance. I spent 10 to 12 hours a day driving at 5 miles an hour looking for IEDs, roadside bombs. Now, you know, if you know, you know. You know that saying, if you know, you know. I was in up armored vehicles that had arms on them that could investigate the blast craters and stuff like that if we seen something suspicious. Sorry, I have a cold today, guys. And a lot of the times when you looked in those holes, you seen giant rounds, 155 rounds, multiple 155 rounds. On many occasions, you could see clearly printed Iranian round. So they have been known to fund terrorists. Well, you take a look at October 7th when Hezbollah, who is funded by Iran, attacked Israel. Whether you like to, again, I do not get into politics. I stay completely away from it. I'm telling both sides of the story here. Israel does not want, and America does not want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And in my personal opinion, which I give a lot here, I don't think any country should have a nuclear weapon or be nuclear capable. Kills too many people. Innocent people die. Generations die. Nobody should have a nuclear weapon. And that's my personal opinion about that. So I understand why Israel does not want to have Iran holding a nuclear bomb in their hand, and you should as well. That's easy. On Iran's side, they're seeing the United States has a nuclear weapons program. Russia has thousands of nuclear weapons. China has nuclear weapons. Why not us? Why can't we have one? Why can't we develop? When you are funding terrorism, that is why. So, you take a look at what's going on right now and what I see happening here in the next few months. Unless Iran comes to the negotiating table, things are going to get worse. Israel is taking out infrastructure. They're taking out the nuclear programs. They're taking out ballistic missiles. It's saying that sources are saying that Iran has around 2,000 ballistic missiles. So, and within the next few years, they could have up to 8,000. So if we take a look at why Israel did what they did, kind of have to understand. On the other hand, I also look at innocent civilians losing their lives, right? Now, is Iran targeting civilian population? Indications say yes, they are. Have civilians been killed on both sides? Absolutely. And war is ugly. And I can't stress that enough. War is absolutely ugly. I just hope this thing gets resolved. Do I think it will? It's hard to say. It really is. Will there be a regime change in Iran? And what will that regime do? So there's a lot of different questions going on right now. But we went over this last week. And if you haven't seen one of my previous videos where I go into some of the warnings that I'm giving right now, please go back. Take a look, whether you believe it or not. The FBI has warned that there are sleeper cells all throughout the United States in major cities. Intelligence is saying that these new vests that Al Qaeda has come up with are already here in the United States. So, when you take an organization like a Hezbollah or an Al Qaeda or an ISIS, and they're expanding in Afghanistan right now, and one of their funders is Iran, the last thing that I would be doing, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, what you're celebrating, what you're doing. I do not care. That is your freedom that I fought and my brothers and sisters in arms fought for. I would not be going to these protests. I would not be going to any event where there is something where there's a large amount of people. I wouldn't be doing it. And that there is a great reason as to why. Is this going to cause a sleeper cell to activate? And if they do, what are they going to target? And you can tell me I'm fear-mongering, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but I've seen it with my own eyes. I know what they're capable of. 15 months, I watched it. It's incredible to me. And not in a good way. So my warning is when stuff like this is going on in the Middle East, and intelligence, which if you're not looking this stuff up and you're not in the know when it comes to this stuff, you're not going to know this stuff. I understand that. So hopefully you're coming across my content and seeing, hopefully you're sticking around long enough to where I can, give my perspective. Sorry, guys, I've had a cold for the last few days. My perspective and what I've seen with my own two eyes and what I look for. I would be staying away from these large events. no matter which side of the aisle you're on, I would not be going to them as things are heating up in the Middle East. So, could an attack on the United States happen? Absolutely. Because of this. Because of things that are going on in the Middle East right now, what most people don't understand is they're already here. And if you live in a major city, chances are you have a sleeper cell. And that's not fear-mongering. That's me being brutally honest with you. And if you don't believe me, and I will suggest it again, take a look at the interview Sean Ryan did with Sarah Adams. Take a look at it. Take a look at what she said was going on. And then you tell me if you would go to a large event. I know I'm not going to. So, that's my warning for you guys. While things are heating up in the Middle East, I would be staying away from these large events no matter which side of the aisle you're on. No matter what you believe in, I would not be attending, because it doesn't matter if you're No Kings or the Army's 250th birthday. It does not matter. That's my warning. Right now, as I'm making this video, air raid sirens are going off in Israel. I'm probably going to be going live, but stay safe. Listen to what I'm telling you, please. Like I said, if you do like my content, please subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with more content as it comes available. And as more stuff comes out on Israel and Iran, as right now, Israel is... their air raid sirens are going. So, like my video, comment, and share. I will be going live on YouTube. Been trying to go live on Kick as well, getting our youth involved in some of this stuff with world news and things like that. So, as always, stay in the know, and I will talk to you guys later. Subscribe, like, and share. This is Operation Intel, where the truth hits harder than silence.